Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about MySQL. Before stepping into MySQL, let us understand what is database. Database is a collection of data stored in a format which can be accessed easily. So, when you are storing this data, we will be managing this data by using database management system. We will be naming as DBMS. So, speaking about this database management system, it has been classified into two types. Those are relational database management system and non-relational database management system. Relational database management system can be said as RDBMS. So, speaking about this RDBMS, where the data are stored in it in the form of table, which can be stored and accessed easily in a tabular format. So if you want to store data in this relational database management system, we are going to make use of language called SQL. We'll be naming as structured query language, or it can be pronounced as SQL. Clear with it? Now, this particular relational database management system has been implemented by using various databases. We'll see what are those. So the flavors of this RDBMS has been taken by MySQL Server, which is product of Microsoft, Oracle, SQL Server. These are the database which are most commonly implementing. Apart from this, we are having many databases, those who are making use of this RDBMS flavor. Now, we will move on to MySQL Server. So let us understand how this database works. So speaking about it, we are going to store the data in database by giving some commands to the databases. So first let us understand what are those commands and how those commands has been classified. So looking at the command, we'll see one by one. The first one is data definition language. Speaking about data definition language, those are create, alter, drop, truncate, rename. These are the commands which is used for defining something. That is the reason we'll be naming as data definition language. This DDL is one of a classification name given for this MySQL commands. And next one is DML statements. So DML statements is nothing but data manipulation language. So the commands which is used for doing manipulation in database. So by using DDL statement, I can define something. So after defining, if I want to do some manipulation, in those cases, I can make use of DML statements. In case of DML commands, we'll be having insert, update, rename, and merge. These are the different commands available. And next one is DQL commands, data query language, which is one of the important command which is used in database. Why I mean important here is, so once you store the data, if at all you want to fetch it, I'll be fetching by using select query. And next is transaction control language, TCL commands. So TCL commands will be seeing about commit, rollback and save point. So it is used for controlling a transaction where you want to do some undo operation. And all those cases I'll be using rollback. If you want to have a checkpoints during an execution, I'll be having save points. And if at all you want to save your operation, I'll be making use of commit. So we'll be seeing implementation of each and every command one by one in the forthcoming video. And next one is data control language. I'll be naming as DCL commands. So speaking about DCL commands, those are grant and revoke. So these DCL commands, access will be given only for administrator. The reason is the administrator take care of what are the permission has to be given for hierarchy level, where in case of a company where every person will not be given a same access of database. So the particular access of database permission, all those things is controlled by using DCL commands. I guess you people are clear with so far. And next one, we'll move on to the implementation of each and everything. First, we'll move on to data definition language. So speaking about data definition language, I told you this is used for defining purpose in database. The first command is create. And next is alter, drop, rename, truncate. These are the different commands available for data definition language. This data definition language is just an acronym name given for these commands. Now we'll see one by one how to implement it. First, we move on to create. Create is nothing but if at all you're going to use a database. I have told you that the data in the database has been stored in the form of table. So we'll be seeing here how to create a table. If at all you want to create a table, this is the syntax of it. We'll be creating create table followed by table name. So this create table is a predefined keyword and this table name. We are going to use table name, right? And this table name is a user defined name. I can give any name for a table depending upon the what kind of data you are going to store it. And inside this creation, you're going to mention how many columns the table should have. Those many columns I can give, and the name of the column should be the first one, and followed by it, the next one will be the database, data type. So what is data type here? The data type here is, depending upon the data what you're going to store, I'll mention the data type. So speaking about the data can be of any different type. So I can able to store a name, such as Sugan, which is of string type. I can able to store a number 1, 2, 3, which is of integer type. So speaking about the data can be of any type. It can be a string type or an integer type, or it can be a date, or it can be a image, or it can be any geographical location. So speaking about the data type, it can be of any data type. So depending upon the column name, you can specify the data type here, and a table can have any number of columns. And moreover, it is not required that all the columns should have same data type. I can give each and every column with unique data type and unique column name. Clear with it? And make sure that whatever the column name you give for a table should be unique. And table name also should be unique. Clear? And next one. So we'll see small example of it. So speaking about the example, you can notice here I have given an example as employee. So my table name, what I mentioned is create table employee. So here my table name is employee, and this employee table is having 5 columns. So the first column is employee ID and followed by the data type of it. Employee ID will be of integer, last name, and last name I'm using varchar of 2. So what is this varchar of 2? If at all you are going to store a string type, either I can use char followed by size of it can be mentioned, or you can make use of varchar of 2 followed by the size, which is nothing but a size means that how many number of characters the string is going to store. If at all you are given 25 here, 25 means the last name can be of maximum 25 characters. Here these two representation are used for storing a string type. So I can notice that how many column, your first column is employee ID, which is of integer type, and your next column is last name, which is of varchar 2, and the size of it is given as 25. As I told you that varchar and char both are used for storing a character type data, and followed by address and followed by city. So we are creating a table with 5 columns. So once this statement has been executed, what happens? You can notice that an empty table will be created with 5 columns. A first column is going to be an employee ID. A first column will be EMP ID, whatever the name we are given, the same ID, the same manner it's going to be. EMP ID, this is your first column, and followed by your last name will be the next column, right? And next one will be your first name. And next one will be the first name. And next one will be the address. And next is city. A table will be created like this, and right now your table is empty table. A table will be created in this format. So once you execute this command, the name of this particular table will be employee, and these are the column will be created for this table. This is how the internal operation happens once this particular statement has been executed. Clear with this? Once you are executing this create command, this will be executed. I guess everyone is clear with this how to create a table. Next we'll move on further. And next is drop table. So what we are going to do here in case of drop table. Drop table in the sense if the particular table is no more required. In those cases, I can make use of drop command. Create is used for creating and drop is used for just removing the table from the database. So by using drop table, you can drop the complete table including a structure. So drop table, table name. So right now we have created a table called employee. If you don't want the particular employee table, you can remove the particular employee table from the database just by mentioning drop table, table name. Is that clear? And one more important point here, this drop is similar to shift delete in your keyword. So what is the shift delete does in your keyboard? You can notice that once you are giving shift delete, where it will be deleted even from your recycle bin, which cannot be reverted back. The same thing here, once you mention drop, the entire table will be removed and the particular table cannot be reverted back. Here in case of database, we'll be naming a terminology called rollback. For reverting or undo, we'll be naming a terminology called rollback. Here, once you are doing this drop operation in a table, the particular table cannot be rolled back. An entire table will be removed from your database. This is the work of the drop table command. And next, we'll move on to the other one. So before moving to the other one, let me speak about the database. We were speaking about the table. We didn't speak about the database. So speaking about the database, what are the different commands which is used for creating a database? The first step is I should create the database, right? So without creating a database, it is not possible to create a table. So if you want to create a database, we'll be using command called create database and followed by the database name. As you create a table, we can create a database of our own. This is a user defined name. Create database followed by the database name. Make sure that each and every line is terminated by using semicolon. And for example of it, we can consider create database. And let me give database as company name XYZ. Clear with it? So what happened now? A database will be created. After creating a database, whatever the table, if at all you want to create inside this database, you are supposed to make use of one command called use database name, which is nothing but XYZ. Is it clear? So the first step in your command to be executed when you are starting with the databases, you are supposed to create a database. It is done by using a command called create database followed by the database name. For example, I'll be using create database XYZ, that is nothing but database name. After creating a database, if at all you want to create table inside the database, the next important foremost command to be executed is you're supposed to mention use the particular database name has to be mentioned. This is very much important. After executing this command, have a habit of executing whatever the command you want. Then only what happened, whatever the table you are creating will be created inside this database XYZ. Is it clear? So first create a database, then make use of a command called use followed by the database name, then have a habit of creating table. So without executing this command, if at all you are using it, what happened? It will be stored in some default databases. In order to avoid it, you are supposed to mention use followed by the database name, then have a habit of creating table in the concerned database. Now we'll move on further. And next is, now we have created a database, and inside a database, the first step what we did is we have created a database. Our database name is XYZ, right? Inside this database, what we did, we created a table called employee with certain column names. So these are the two commands which you have seen. So one is creating database, another is creating table. And after this, what we have seen the command how to drop this table from the database, removing the complete table from the database. We have seen it. And now we are seeing how to alter the table. Here, alter in the sense we are going to alter the structure of a table. So, why should I alter the structure of a table? Let us assume if a company is adding one more additional column, or if the government has introduced Aadhaar card. So what happened? The Aadhaar card information has to be added to the bank table. So what you can do is you are supposed to alter the existing structure. So in those cases, we are going to make use of the command called alter table. So you can able to add any specific column, whatever is required. Clear. So once the data is defined, you can change. You can do the changes whenever required. We'll see how to do it. So the syntax of it is alter table name, add column, followed by the data type. So we are going to mention what is the column name you're going to add it, and along with it you're going to mention what is the data type of the particular column. These two fields are important when you're mentioning alter command. Clear with it? Now we'll see how you're going to mention the statement. You can notice that alter table employee. Right now we have created an employee table with certain features, right? We can alter the particular employee table by adding email ID to it. So email ID is given with the data type called varchar, and the maximum size can be of 255. Make sure that each and every line should be terminated by using semicolon. I guess you are clear with how to alter the table, and here we are seeing how to add additional column to the existing table. And we'll move on to the next one, which is nothing but this is also an alter command. Here what you're going to do is we are going to add constraint to it. Speaking about the constraint has been classified into various types. Primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, unique key constraint, check constraint. There are different types of constraints are there. So let us assume a table has been created. After creating a table, if at all you want to add certain constraint for a column. So how you are going to add it? This one we can see with the along with the command. So you can look at here. So what is the command they are using for adding constraint? Alter table name, add constraint name. So you're going to give name for a constraint, and for what are the column you're going to specify the constraint. The particular constraint can be applied for one column, or it can be applied for many columns in a table. So I can able to mention if it is more than one column, I can mention by using comma separated. Clear with it? We'll go ahead with the example how to do it. Here I have given few examples. Let us see the first example. In case of first example, you can notice that I have given alter table employee. I am going to alter the table employee, add unique phone, comma email. In this employee table, there are n number of columns. Among this column, we are taking this phone number and email. So we are going to add unique key constraint here. So what is unique? The column, whatever the values given in a column should be unique. So in those columns, if at all some repeated values is there, it will never be allowed. So this is all about your unique key constraint. All the elements in the particular column should be unique. So initially you have created a table, and later on if you feel that you want to add unique for this column, you can add it by using alter table name followed by add followed by the constraint, which is nothing but here we are going to apply unique key constraint and followed by the column name. So in here I have mentioned two column. If at all you want only one column, you can mention one column alone. There is no restriction that how many columns has to be applied. Same constraint can be applied for multiple columns also. It's up to us, totally up to us. And next example. And next example is given along with the primary key. So we'll see how to do it. Alter table employee add primary key to employee ID. So what I'm doing is for the particular already created table, for the column called employee ID, I'm making this particular column as a primary key. I guess everyone knows about primary key, right? Primary key, whatever the column you're declaring as a primary key, the particular column should have only unique values. The rules of it is the particular column should have only unique values and no null values is allowed. This is the features of primary key. So what you are doing is whenever the employee is appointed, you will become sure having an employee ID, and employee ID given for an employee will be unique. For each and every it will be unique. So what happens? I'm making this particular column as primary key. Clear? In this way, you can add any constraint. Here, for example, I had only two constraints. One type is unique constraint, another is primary constraint. Same way, you can add what are the constraints you want by using this command. And next is alter table, modify columns. So previously we have seen how to alter the structure of a table, and later on we have seen how to add the constraint to the table. And now we are going to see already the table column has been created. We are supposed to modify the column features. In those cases, I can make use of this command alter table, modify column name followed by the data type. So what they are coming to say here, already I have declared a particular column with certain data type. I want to modify the features of it. Already I have given the size of my address as 250. Just let us assume I have given us size of the address is 250. Now I want to increase it or decrease it. Where I want to modify the data type already declared. I want to modify the size or want to completely modify the data type. In those cases, I can make use of this command alter table name followed by modify column name and followed by the data type of it can be applied. So you can notice some of the examples. Here, look at this. What is the example I have given? Alter table, employee, modify column, email, cap 20. So I guess previously we have given size as 15. So if at all the size 15 is not sufficient, where you can able to modify the data type of this particular column alone, email ID, by adding few more size of it. So in this way, this alter command is used where already assigned data type can be modified by using alter command. We'll move on to next one. You can notice some other examples too. Alter table name, modify column name, set default value. What is the previous example we have seen? Where we are going to add the additional size for the existing data type. And here I can set some default value for column also, where the existing feature can be modified by using modify. So what is the existing feature? You can notice with the example. Here are given alter table employee, modify city, default Chennai. So from the table employee, there is one column called city. If at all the city value is not entered by the user, it is going to be set as default value as Chennai. I guess everyone has a experience on it. When you are filling some form, if some column be left it, what happen? A default value will be sitting the particular place. This is nothing but by setting the default value for the particular column, this can be achieved. So this is what I am doing. Already where this city column is not assigned with the default value, right now I can apply default value for the particular column. So modify in the sense where the already assigned data type can be modified, or you can able to reassign the feature of the already defined column. This can be done by using modify. So this is what we are seeing. So this modify will never work independently. It will work along with alter table name. Clear? Now we'll move on to next one. And next is drop a column. So previously we came across one command called drop, where you're going to drop the entire table. So I told you that if at all you're going to drop the entire table, what happens? No rollback operation happens. Here we are going to see if one column is not required, I'm going to remove it. So in those cases, I can drop the particular column. So we'll see what is the command for it. Alter table name, drop column, column name. Clear with it? So you can notice that where alter, modify, alter, drop, all those things works together. Everything is, although each and everything is not working independently, each and everything is working together. Here look at it, alter table, table name, drop this particular column followed by the column name. You're supposed to mention which one you're going to drop it. So this is a very important one. So we'll move on to next one with the example. Look at the example here. What I have given is alter table employee, drop column email ID. So when this particular email column is not required for a table, we can just remove it by mentioning drop command. So the particular table will be altered by without the particular email column. The rest of the table will be there and the particular column is going to be removed. And next is rename. So if a table has been defined, you want to rename the particular table. It can be done by using rename. Alter table, table name, rename column, old name to new name. So this rename can be applied for a table or for a column. Here whatever the example are given is for a column. So whenever you can notice that if at all you are going to apply for a column, we will be giving with the terminology called for column. So alter table, table name, rename column, old name to new name. So whatever the new name you are going to specify, you are supposed to mention along with it. You can notice the example. Alter table employee, rename email to email ID. So the old name is email, where the old name email has been modified to email ID. Clear with it? So once the table has been defined, you can able to reassign it with a new name, either for an entire table or for the particular column alone. That is fine. Now we'll move on to the next one, renaming the entire table. As I said earlier to you, where renaming the entire table or modifying only the particular column is possible. So the previous example what you have seen is how to rename the particular column alone. Now we will be seeing how to rename the entire table. So if at all you want to rename the entire table, I'll be mentioning rename old table name to new table name. So the reason, if you are going to modify one of the attribute in a table, you are supposed to make use of alter. So in the case where you are going to rename the entire table, it is not required to use alter. Directly you can specify rename old name to new name. Clear with it? And next command is truncate. In case of truncate, where I can able to truncate the table, where the particular table will be truncated. So what is truncate in the sense? Right now, let us assume there is a table called employee and this employee table is filled with some 50 records. Let us assume this is your employee table and this employee table is filled with 50 records. If at all you are going to truncate this table, what happens? The entire record will be removed. The table structure remains as such, but the entire record will be removed. Clear with it? This what happens in your truncate. It is similar to your formatting your device or refactoring your device. So once you are doing it, what happens? Your device and everything will be as such, but what happens? The data in it will be lost. The same thing is going to happen in case of truncate, where your table structure remains, but the data in the table will be lost. You'll be getting an empty table in case of truncating a table. And next is, I guess you are clear with this data definition language. And now we'll move on to data manipulation language. So by using this create, alter, drop, rename, we can able to define this particular table. After defining it, if I want to do some manipulation or operation in the particular table, I'll be moving on to data manipulation language. So speaking about the data manipulation language, we are having different commands. Those are insert, update, delete and merge. These are the different commands which is used for data manipulation. So hence it is called data manipulation language. We'll see one by one how to implement these commands. First we'll go with the insert. So what is the purpose of insert? I have created a table. As I told you that the table will be an empty table without data. No data is there. If you want to feed data to it or insert data to it, I can make use of insert command and I can able to insert data to the created table. So let us see how to implement this insert. This insert command can be done in two different methods. We'll see how to do in two different approaches. The first method is, you can notice here I have mentioned insert into table name followed by the column names. I told you that the table can have any number of columns. You are supposed to mention those columns and followed by values. Here, whatever the values you are going to initialize for the particular table is given here. So among this, insert into is a keyword and followed by values is a keyword. Apart from this table name is a table name. Whatever you have created, that is the table name you are supposed to specify here. If at all you are going to insert value for the employee table, you are supposed to mention insert into employee and followed by the whatever the column you have specified there, you are supposed to specify here and followed by values, and whatever the values you are trying to initialize for the particular first column, second column, third column, you are supposed to specify here. This is all about this insert command. And I told you there are two different approaches, right? The other approach is, it is not required for us to mention these column names. So instead of this, I can give directly insert into table name, values and followed by the values can be given. Clear with it? I can make use of any one of the approach, but there is small difference in this approach. Let me tell you what is that. Here, whenever you are going to go ahead with the second type, you should be aware about the order. Whatever the order the particular table has been created. Let us assume the table has a column employee ID and followed by employee name. Let me give it as E name and followed by employee salary. So whenever you're going to insert data for this particular table, in these cases, you're supposed to mention only in the same order. The order should not be changed. If at all you're going to insert in this way. Here, the first method, here I can mention the column names you're supposed to mention, right? I can mention this column name in any order as I wish. I can able to specify this order in any way whatever I wish, and the value whatever you're going to insert, you can be inserting depending upon the order what they give. A first name, let it be Ram, and let be employee ID be 123 and the salary be some 40,000 or something. Let me give you. So you can notice here for this, if for the second type, if at all the table is structured is like this, the order should be given the same way. For the first type, if at all you're going to use this insert command, whatever the order you're giving here should be followed. It is not necessary that all the order what you give here should be followed. Is it clear? I can make use of any one of the insert commands up to you. This is the added advantage between the first one and second one. Now we'll go ahead with a small example for each. A first example, what I have mentioned is insert into employee, and these are the columns: employee ID, employee last name I'm accepting, followed by the first name, address and city. These are the column I'm accepting from the user, followed by values, and this value, the first value what I have given us, it is for employee ID, and the next value what I have given is for last name, and the next value what I have given is for first name, and the next value what I have given is for address, and the last value what I have given is for city. The order what you are given specified in the column name, this has to be followed here. This is all about the first approach. The order should not be changed. Whatever the order I'm giving, this can be followed. You can do one thing. First name can be mentioned as the first column, where this order can be changed. Until unless you change the order in your column name, here it is not possible to change it. Clear? Insert into table name followed by the columns, values, followed by the values you're going to initialize. This is the first approach. And the next approach is you're going to specify insert into followed by the table name, values, And the order you should know it. It is necessary that you should know the order. First is employee ID followed by the last name, first name, address, city. Clear with it? So once the table is created, you can insert a value to the table by using any one of the approach. Both the approaches are advisable. And next is update. So if at all you want to update the table, I can make use of update command. We'll see what is the syntax of it. Update table name, set column name assign value 1 followed by column name assign value 2 by applying where condition. I'll explain you this by using example if at all you want to update a certain person information. Let us assume an employee is going to modify his address where he is going to relocate to some other address. You want to modify his address or you want to modify his phone number. His phone, he bought a new phone. He want to modify its new mobile number to the database. So he can make use of update command. He can able to update it. A simple example is update employee set first name assign John, city assign Delhi, where employee ID assign 103. Sorry, 123. So what happens here? Whomever the employee ID is 123, his name will be, first name will be set to John and his particular city will be modified to Delhi. Is that clear? I can able to modify the particular person information by applying condition. If at all the employee ID is this, then set this value. So this update operation is done by using the keyword called set. Clear with it? Set followed by the column name and followed by the values this can be applied here. And now we'll move on to next one. I guess you people are clear with update. Previously we have seen with insert and next is update. Update in the sense where data in the table has to be modified after due to certain reason. As example, you can consider address, mobile number, email ID. If at all you're going to modify it, I can do by using update command. And next is delete. So previously we came across a similar command. What is that? Drop. So what is the difference between drop and delete? So before stepping into drop, let me tell you what is difference. What you are seeing, whenever you are using drop, where the entire table will be removed. So once you are trying to roll back, it will never happen. I told you it is similar to shift delete. Here, drop in the sense it is used to, delete in the sense it is used to delete the complete table and or particular column in a table. So by using delete, I can delete a complete table or particular column in a table. But what happens? One of the added advantages, it is not similar to a shift delete. So if at all you want to revert back or roll back, this can be achieved by using delete operation. So syntax of it is delete from table name followed by the where condition. So you can notice that delete from table name where condition. If at all employee is leaving from the particular department, I'm supposed to remove the particular employee name from the department, right? So I can mention delete from employee where employee ID assigned 123. So by applying where condition, I can able to delete the particular employee alone. Clear with it? So the only difference is by using this delete, it can be rolled back. By using drop, it cannot be rolled back. Both are used for removing a data from a table. Both are doing a remove operation. The difference is rollback and not rollback. Where delete in the sense here we are seeing how to remove the particular record from the table. So by using command called delete from table name where followed by the condition. And next, I guess you people are clear with data manipulation language, insert, update and delete. And next we'll move on to data querying language. So what is this data querying language? As I told you, the data querying language commands is very much important. By using create, I've created a database. After this, I'm inserting data to the table. This particular querying language, which is used for checking the data. Normally, when the customer is joining in the bank, what happened? He'll be creating an account. After this, he'll be doing certain transactions. Creating an account is similar to creating a table. Once he created an account, a value will be inserted, and whatever the transaction is doing is going to be inserted. After this, you want to check a balance inquiry. Everything is done by using a command called select. So we are going to question the database and we are going to see what is the information in it. So for this, we'll be using command called select. So let us see how to implement this select. There are different methods for implementing it. We'll see one by one. Normally, as a general, if you want to implement select, we'll be mentioning select column names from table. So what happened here is the particular table might have n number of columns. You can able to fetch whatever the column you want by using this command select column 1, column 2, column. We can have those many columns. Either you can mention all the columns or the columns whatever is required can be mentioned from followed by the table name. You can notice example. Select star from employee. Just now I told you that select column 1, column 2. So what is this star? So if you mean star here, it means that all the records. It means that all the records from your table will be displayed. All the records in the sense, if the employee table has 50 records, all 50 records will be displayed and all the columns will be displayed. If the particular table has 5 columns and 50 records, the entire table structure will be displayed along with all data. So I can use select star from employee to fetch all the information from the table without applying any constraint. Clear with it? If at all I want to fetch only employee ID and salary, I can mention those column names alone here. It is not required to mention only star. If you want only 2 columns, I can mention those 2 columns alone. Select column 1 name and followed by a column 2 name alone. It is depending upon your wish. Either you can customize these 2 columns and fetch in and see it, or you can able to fetch all the information. Clear with it? Now we'll move on to the next one. Select distinct values. So as I told you that previously we'll be selecting all the values. Here, if you want to select a distinct value, distinct in this is what does it mean? A unique values. So speaking about this distinct is a unique, which is nothing but non-repeated values can be fetched. This is what they are speaking about distinct. We'll see with some example. Select distinct from employee. I can notice that whenever I'm having an employee database where I'll be having multiple employees from multiple location, where employee might be from same location or they might be from different location. So if you want to fetch from where are the location employees are coming from, I don't want this city name to be repeated. In those cases, you can make use of select distinct city from employee. So what happens here is from the employee table, city will be fetched with a distinct value, with a non-repeated values. Only the unique city name is going to be fetched. If at all you are going to use this select distinct city from employee. Clear? We'll move on to next one. So this is all about the distinct. And next is applying count along with the distinct. Here count is all about your aggregate function where you are going to find the cumulative of it. So finding cumulative, all those things comes under aggregate function. So speaking about aggregate function, we'll be discussing about min, max, count, all those things. Min function, these are functions. Max function and followed by count function, all those things are aggregate functions. So which is used for finding the cumulative value of it. I'll be naming as the aggregate. So what you're going to do is select count distinct column from table name. So you can notice with the example, what is the purpose of this count? Select count distinct city from employee. So what happened? I can able to apply count of distinct city where city will be repeated. As I told you that multiple employee might be from a same city. So what happens here? Here distinct of city. So what happened? If the 2 person is coming from Chennai, only one time Chennai is going to be displayed. So what happened? All the city with the unique count is going to be displayed. So let us assume Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore. Kolkata. So we are going to have cities like this, and the count of this city is done by using this count aggregate function. Clear with it? So I can able to find district of city, and from the district city I can make a count of it. From how many cities employees are there? Clear with it? So this particular select command can be applied by multiple ways. We are seeing one by one how to fetch in a general way, and how to fetch a specific column, and how to fetch a distinct value in a column, and how to find the count of it. So apart from the count, I can able to find maximum value, minimum value. If you are going to apply some constraint for an integer row or a float row, I can apply minimum value, maximum value. All those things can be applied. We'll be seeing one by one. And the next one is select count of distinct column. In the same syntax, we'll see with the example. So what I mentioned is select count star as distinct city. So what does it mean? The count will be stored as the name distinct city. Here I'm doing the customized operation. Customization is done by using this as keyword, where the count will be stored in the particular name of distinct city. So normally when the data is displayed in a table, you can notice that the data will be displayed with some column name, right? Here the column name what you are giving is distinct city, where the count will be stored in the form of where 4, 5. In this way, where the count will be stored in the form of distinct city. Okay. The complete query. Just look at the complete query. Here, the complete query is nothing but they are mentioned about subquery. I'll explain you one by one. Listen carefully. Select distinct city from employee. So what happened? All the distinct cities will be selected from employee. This could be the resultant of it. Select star as distinct count, as distinct city from. So you can notice this statement, right? This statement. So this is all about your subqueries. So speaking about the subquery, the inner query result will be the condition part of your outer query. So what happened here, this particular query is going to give you the distinct cities, city values is going to be given. The count of it is going to be stored in a name of distinct city. Clear with this one? So the count of this will be stored with the name of distinct city, where this particular as is a keyword which is used for mentioning this alias name. So this count, the cities will be fetched and count is done. It will be stored in the name of some name. I can give any name, distinct city count or anything. It's a user defined name. I can give any name for storing, displaying this count. I'm giving this name. In this way also, where distinct for a column can be applied either as a direct query or as a subquery, it can be applied. This example is a subquery. Whenever you are having select one resultant is the one particular query's resultant is the result condition part of other resultant. In case this particular condition is called subquery, or I will be naming as a correlator subquery. We will be seeing in the forthcoming video. And next one is applying where class. So far what we did, generally we are fetching all the information from employee. If at all I want to apply some condition, I can make use of this where class. So syntax of it is, we can notice that select column 1, column 2 from table name where condition. So I can apply a condition, I can fetch it. Let us see how to do this one. Select star from employee. So once you apply star, what happens? All the information from the employee table is going to be fetched. This is all about your star. If at all are given some condition along with it. So what I given, select star from employee where city assigned Chennai. Now what happened? This condition will be checked. So whomever the employee's value is Chennai, the particular employee, all the information will be displayed. All the information, this is what I mean. Here, if a table has 5 columns, all 5 column information of the particular employee whose data city is from Chennai, the particular employee's complete information will be displayed. not the particular column. All the information of the particular table will be displayed. This is all about the star. Clear? And applying where condition in the sense based on this condition, this star is going to be worked. In general, if you are giving only select star from employee, the entire table is going to be fetched. But here, if at all you are applying some where condition, based on the condition, this particular data is going to be fetched. We'll move on to next one. And next is AND operator. So in this select query, I can make use of logical operator too. We'll see one by one how to implement it. Select column name, which is nothing but column 1, column 2 from table name, where condition and condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3. So I can apply multiple condition. A previous example we are given, if at all the employee city is from Chennai, then pick all the information of the employee. So instead of applying one condition, you can apply many conditions. It is like select star from employee where city assign Chennai and city assign Delhi, where I want the information of an employee who is from Chennai and Delhi. So I can apply multiple conditions in this way also. So either you can apply one condition or you can apply multiple conditions. Clear with it? And next, this is all about your AND operator. We'll move on to next one. And next is OR operator. The same way, if at all you are using AND operator where both the conditions will be satisfied, if at all you are using OR operator, when either of the one condition is satisfied, is going to execute. So here, what I am mentioning is select star from employee where city Chennai or city Delhi. So what happened? When either of my condition is true, this particular loop will be working. Clear with it? So here, this particular logic is mainly for OR operator. So I can give some more example to differentiate both the things. So in case of AND operator, let me give some examples. Select star from employee. Let me assign table name as EMP, where city is from Chennai and salary is greater than 20,000. I can apply condition like this. Here what happened? Only the employee whose location is from Chennai as well as his salary should be greater than 20,000. So if it is so, it will be fetched. If the same query is given in this way, select star from employee where city is from Chennai or salary is greater than 20,000. So what happens here? What is the difference between these queries? First one I have mentioned about AND operator and second one I have mentioned about OR operator. What makes sense here? You can notice that here this first query, it will just display all the employee information where he should be from Chennai as well as the particular person's salary should be greater than 20,000. But in case of here, in case of OR operator, if you are using OR operator, what happens here is the particular person might be from Chennai or a person whose salary is greater than 20,000. It might either one of the condition. If it is satisfying, all those record will be printed. This is the difference between AND and OR. You can apply this AND and OR in your where condition if at all you want to apply multiple condition and you're going to select the information. And next is NOT operator. NOT operator is nothing but complementary value. So if at all it's checking for a false value, select column 1, column 2 from table name where NOT condition. You can notice this example. Select star from employee where NOT city assigned Chennai. So you're going to fetch all the information from the employee table. Okay, all the information from the employee table, but the particular person whose city is from Chennai will be avoided. where the city, those whose cities is Chennai, the particular information will not be taken. Apart from this, all the information will be taken. Those are from Chennai will never be taken. Apart from this, all the information will be displayed. So this is how we are applying. Select star from employee where not city assigned Chennai. City should not be Chennai. Should not be Chennai. And next is, let us assume there are 500 records. I want to fetch first 5 records or first 10 records from my database. I can apply by using limit condition. Select column name from table name where condition limit number. So once you are giving limit number, what happens? Those many records will be fetched. You can notice here I given select star from customer limit 3. So the first 3 records is going to be fetched from the database. This is all about here limit command. And next is, as I told you that there are different aggregate function, we'll be seeing one by one with the example. The first function what they have mentioned is min function. If at all you want to find some minimum value, I'll be making use of this min function. We'll go ahead with the example. Select min followed by the column name from table name. So minimum value from the column will be fetched. So you can notice that what I have given here is select min salary as min salary from employee. So from my employee table, minimum salary will be fetched and it will be displayed in a customized name called min salary. Is that clear? This particular as keyword is used for displaying a customized column name. This is your column name which will be displayed, and this column is a customized column name where the minimum salary whatever your fetch will be displayed in this way. Clear? And next one is max. Max is nothing but it is going to fetch you the maximum value of a column. So to apply this one is you will be making use of select max followed by the column name from table name. For example, you can notice here select max salary as max salary from employee. So what happened? From the table a max salary, maximum salary will be selected and the particular maximum salary will be displayed as max salary in your output. So this particular max salary is the customized name whatever we are given by using as keyword. As is used for customizing a name as and keep on repeating. Clear with this one? The maximum salary something XYZ is going to be displayed. And next one is count. Count just now we have seen which is used for counting the values or is going to give you the count of the column. Here you can notice that I given the syntax as select count column name from table name. So if at all you are given select count employee ID as employee count from employee. You can notice that a table will be filled with the values. If at all I want to find how many employees is there, I can make use of this count function. So count followed by the employee ID as employee count. So what happened? The count will be displayed under the name called employee count in a tabular format. This is a customized name I am giving. So why should I give customized name? You can notice that I am using min, max and this count value with a customized name. So once you are finding some cumulative value, I should display in my output, right? Instead of displaying as a blank table, it will be legible to look with a column name, right? So that is the reason we are customizing by using a name called as, then we are mentioning the particular name. It is not a mandatory one. If he doesn't mention this particular column name, what happened? Does it show error? No, it will never throw you error. What happened? The empty table with a value will be displayed. No column is going to be there. It will not be a meaningful. In order to make it sense, what we are doing is we are mentioning as keyword and giving some name for it. That is the reason we are mentioning this name here. And next is sum. If at all you want to form the summation of it, I can make use of select sum followed by the column name from table name. Summation can be done by using sum. So you can look at here. Select sum salary as total salary from employee. So what you are going to do is there is a salary column. You are going to sum total salary. How much salary is given for an employee, and you are going to give in a customized name here. You are going to give in a customized name in this way. Clear? You're going to give in this way as a customized name. Fine. Select sum of salary. So what's your column name is going to be? Total salary is going to be a column name, and whatever the value you have calculated is going to be the value of it. This particular sum is going to be, as we see min, max and count, sum is going to do the summation of it. No other additional functionality is going to be done by using this. And similar to sum, I want to find the average of it. In those cases, I can make use of average function for average AVG. So you can look at the syntax. Select AVG column name from table name. You can notice whatever the aggregate function we have seen, just we are going to replace the function name here. Instead of average, I'll be having this particular min function, max function. Almost your syntax are same. Your syntax wise, it is not going to have major difference. Instead of this particular place alone, we are keep on replacing the condition. Apart from this, your syntax is same. Select average of column from table name. So you can able to find the average of it just for specifying select average of salary from employee. Here, if at all you want to customize it, you can make use of select average of salary as average salary from employee. So under this column, average salary is going to be displayed. This is a user defined name. It can be of any name. And next is ordered by. So far we have seen how to fetch the data. If at all you want to fetch the data in particular order, let us assume I want the data in an increasing order. I want the whose employee salary is high, who is a highly paid employee. I want in some order. In those cases, I can make use of order by. Order by is nothing but fetching the data in particular order. Order in the sense here, I mean either in ascending order or in a descending order. You can specify select column name, column 1, column 2 from table, ordered by column 1, column 2, ascending, descending. So this order can be done by using one column or multiple columns. We'll see it by using an example how to do it. The first example is select star from employee, order by city. So what happened from the employee table where the data will be displayed in the order based on city. Alphabetical order of a city, the values will be placed. You can notice that people might be from different location, right? So alphabetical order in the sense from place of A, place of B, place of C. It will be in the same order. If the two persons is from the same location, it will be given alphabetical order. So this particular data will be arranged based on this city. The first preference is given for a city. So based on this city, the other data will be displayed in an order. So by default, here you can notice that I didn't give either ascending or descending. So for ascending, I'll be using ASC, and for descending, I'll be using DESC. So if I didn't give any order in the sense, by default, it is of ascending order. Either you are giving it or not giving ascending, it is not at all a matter. By default, it is the ascending order. If you want to be displayed in a descending order, you are supposed to give DESC as a keyword. Clear with it? Now we'll move on to next one. Let's see one more example. You can notice that previous what I told you by default is ascending order. If at all you want to specify in a descending order, I'll be mentioning select star from table name, order by city, DESC, which specifies the descending order of the data based on city. And next one is here. As I told you, either specifying or not specifying is going to be ascending order. Here, voluntarily, if you want to specify it in the sense, you can specify it. It is not going to be make any big sense here. Is there or not is going to display only by using ascending by default. I guess you people are clear with the select query so far. And next we'll see about the wildcard characters. So what is this wildcard in the sense? In wildcard in the sense, pattern matching. By default statement, I can give it as a pattern matching. So in pattern matching, there are specific symbols are there. For each and every symbolic rotation, there is separate definition for it, or separate definition or separate functionality is there for each and every symbolic notation. We'll see one by one how we are going to do it. First one, we'll be using percentage. Percentage in the sense either 0 or many character. You can notice that this particular wildcard, I told you that this is simply like pattern matching. The letter starts with A, followed by @ followed by .com, which means that certain pattern. So this pattern matching is done by using different method. We are going to see what are those, and this pattern matching is said to be as wildcard character. Clear with it? Now we'll see one by one. Here, percentage in the sense it means that 0 or more character. For example, if I give some condition BL followed by percentage. Here, as I told you that this percentage in the sense after BL. After BL, it can be of one character or it can be of many character. This will match the statements either starts with BL or black or blue or Bob. So you can notice here BL is the prefix, and after this we are having many number of characters, right? Here I'm having one string called BL. No more data to us. Here after this 0 character, and after this how many characters are there? 3 characters are there, and after this 2 characters are there, and after this 2 characters are there. So during a pattern searching, if you give percentage, what does it mean? The letter should start with BL, and after that it can be of any number of character or 0 character. That is the meaning of percentage. And next symbolic notation is hyphen. So if you are using hyphen, what does it mean? It means a single character. For example, if I mention H underscore T. So here this particular underscore symbol can be replaced with any character. It finds a word like hot, hat, hit. So only one character can be placed at this position. So based on the matching of this particular condition is going to be. If at all you are giving percentage, it can be of 0 or it can be of any number of character. If you give this underscore, only one character will be matched, single character. And next is bracket. Represents any character within the bracket. You can notice here, a simple example I have given. H inside bracket I have given OA and followed by T. So it will form a word combination of any one, either O or A. So by using O, I'll be mentioning HOT. And by using A, I'll be mentioning HAT. I can't form the word called HIT. The reason behind is there is no I here, right? So the word cannot be formed by using I. Apart from this, I can form HOT or HAT. This is the use of bracket. I'll give list of words. Words can be formed by using any one of a character, not by using all the character, any one of a character. This all about uses of bracket symbol. And next is by using this power symbol. Represents any character not in the bracket. So this is nothing but in the bracket. Here, apart from these two characters, all the character can be formed. For example, here hit is formed where HOT or HAT cannot be formed. The reason is I have mentioned this not operator or I will be naming as a power symbol or XOR operator. So if I am mentioning this, except these two characters, here again two characters A and O. So except these two characters, all the other character from A to Z can be taken. This is the meaning of it. So if at all this particular power symbol is not there, only those two characters will be taken. If you give not in the sense except those two characters, all the character can be taken. So if you give hyphen, here this is underscore. If you give hyphen, this means the range of representation. This takes a value within this range. If I give C A hyphen B followed by T, so it takes all the character within this range. Here there is no range, right? There is only two character. So I can either form CAT and or I can form CBT. So this particular hyphen is used to form mentioning a range of character, either A2X or A2M or A2J, any character. If you mention like this, a range of character within this particular starting and ending range will be taken. This all about your hyphen. These are the different pattern matching wildcard characters available. You can make use of for fetching the data. I know that the person name starts with SA, but I doesn't know all other full name. So in those cases, I can mention SA followed by percentage. So the whatever the name which is starting with SA will be fetched by using this wildcard. We'll see with some example how to implement it. Now we'll move on further with the example. The first one, if at all you want, first important and foremost is if you want to implement this wildcard character, I'm supposed to make use of one keyword called like. For pattern matching, I'll be using this keyword called like. We'll see example of it. The first thing is I've shown you the syntax how to implement it. Select column 1, column 2 from table name where column like pattern matching. So from the particular column, you're supposed to apply like operator and you're supposed to mention the pattern. Clear with it? For the particular column, you're supposed to apply it. So by using var class and by using like keyword, you're going to apply this pattern whatever you want for the particular column. We'll see the example how to implement it. Look at this example. What I mentioned is select start from customers where customer name like a percentage. Since this particular data is a string type, I am giving a followed by the percentage. What you are saying, if percentage is there, it can be of 0 or more character. So what does it give? It will give all the information whomever the value starts with a. The customer name starts with a and followed by any number of characters value will be fetched. This is the use of percentage wildcard characters. An example 2. If this percentage is given after 2a, so before 2a, previous example we have seen after 2a, if it all is given before 2a, what happened? A name ending with a will be taken. A name can be of any number of character which ends with a. This will be taken. Clear? Select star from customer where customer name like. So make sure that you are using var class as well as this like keyword. Percentage in the sense any number of character or 0 character followed by the a will be matching for this condition. This is all about your percentage pattern matching. And the next example is, I guess the same example, right? Select star from customer where customer name like, here this is underscore. In case of underscore, instead of percentage, I am using underscore. So what happens here? What is the functionality we have seen? Underscore will take a single character, right? It will take a single character and percentage. This percentage will take more character. So before a only one character and after this any number of character can be there. So it will, which is nothing but we are searching, we know that the second alphabet of the given string is a. Apart from this, before to it, one's character will be there. After to it, any number of character might be there. So these information will be fetched, which is nothing. The customer name whose name resembles like this will be fetched. This is all about this particular select query. The next example is, if at all the pattern is given like this. What is this pattern? Select start from customer where customer name like yes percentage L. So then I know that the customer name starts with S. In between it can be of any number of character. I'm not sure about it. And it ends with L. So if this is your pattern, I can give this condition where customer name like S percentage followed by L. So since it is a string, give it by using single quotes. Fine. Now we'll move on to in operator. So if you want to check whether value is there or not, I'll be making use of in operator. So for in operator, the syntax is select column name from table name where column name in followed by the values. For example, if at all I want to check multiple values, I want to check all the employees who is from. I want to fetch all the employees by applying multiple bunch of conditions. In the sense I can apply in operator. You can look at this small example. Select star from employee where city in Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai. The same condition you might have noticed that we apply by using or operator, right? Where city in Chennai or Mumbai or Delhi. The same thing I can make use of in operator for applying multiple condition. I can make use of in operator. So when employee city is either from Chennai or from Delhi or from Mumbai, when either one of the value is there, then the complete information of the employee is going to be displayed by using this query. Select start from employee where city in Chennai, Delhi and Mumbai. Clear? And we'll move on to next one. And next is, here I'm going to apply subqueries. Here select column name from table name where column in followed by select statement. As I told you that when one query is the resultant of other query, based on this we are going to apply some condition, that is nothing but subquery. We will see how to apply that one. So this particular example I will be explaining in detail in case of subquery, guys. So next we will go ahead with the between operator. Select column name from table where column name between value 1 value 2. For example, I want to select a value between certain range. In those cases, I can make use of this between operator. For example, I want to fetch the employee whose salary is from 20,000 to 50,000. I want to select all the information of the employee. So I can make use of between operator. Or I want to fetch the student's information whose mark is from 80 to 70. I can fetch by using between operator. This is one of the between operator which is used for fetching a range of values. You can notice the example here. I have mentioned select start from employee where salary between 5,000 and 8,000. Is it clear? I'm going to fetch a employee salary between 5,000 to 8,000. Those information is going to be displayed. This is the use of a between. Between is similar to a range. In is similar to a fetching values from the group of values, right? Multiple conditions applied by using in. If you want to specify a range, I can make use of between operator. And next is as. As just now we have seen the same thing. Let me give it elaborate. Here as is nothing but it is used for giving a alias name, the other name. As we have two names, one name is in outside for as an official name and one name is a pet name in home. The same way I can customize the column name. I can give by own name. That is the use of as. Select column name as alias name from table name. You can customize by using an alias name. Alias name is a user defined name. Any name if you want to customize you can give it. So you can notice that select EMP name as EMP underscore name from employee. So what happened? The employee name will be customized at EMP underscore name. As is a keyword which is used for displaying the particular customized name. So you can notice that I'm modifying it by using as keyword. During a display operation, instead of employee name, the particular column name has been given with the name called EMP underscore name. Does it affect the internal value of the database? Just I'm customizing it for my view. I'm doing it, right? So does this value affects the database column name? No, it will never be affected. Only for our visual representation, this name will be customized. This is all about your as keyword, where you are not going to disturb your original name of the column. Only for the customized view, you're going to mention this alias name. And here I have given one more example. Select column name from employee name. Select column name from table name as alias name. Where the table name can be mentioned as alias name. Here select employee name from employee as EMP. Here what I'm doing, I'm even customizing my employee table as EMP. Where by using as keyword, either you can able to customize the column or you can able to customize the table name also. It's up to us. Depending on our requirement, you can able to customize it. And next is we are going to see with group by operator. So speaking about this group by operator, we are going to group the column based on certain columns or based on certain condition. We'll see how to do it. So how this grouping is done? What is the syntax of it? If at all you want to perform grouping operation, the syntax is select column followed by aggregate followed by the column name from table name group by column name. So based on one particular column, you're going to group it. So in those cases, you'll be using group by. Make sure that in majority of your cases, whenever you're using group by, this group by will occur only along with your aggregate function. To the majority of your cases, whenever you're going to apply this group by, it will work only along with your aggregate function. Let us see some example how does this group by works. You can notice this example. What we are given is select salary, select sum of salary. Here what is sum of salary? Sum of salary is the aggregate function. Sum of salary, comma city from employee group by city. So what happened? So based on city, the employee information is going to be grouped, and for each and every city, the salary is going to be summed. Is it clear? So based on city, you're going to group the data. Based on one particular column, you're going to group the data and you're going to find sum of salary of it. For each and every city, what is the summation salary? For Chennai, what is the summation of salary? For Mumbai, what is the summation of salary? And what is the summation of salary for employee given for Bangalore? So based on this city, you're going to group by and you're going to apply the aggregate function. Clear with it? I guess you people are clear with how to apply group by. Where this group by can be applied based on certain condition. Here, as we see that in case of select, if at all you want to apply some condition, we'll be using where class. Select star from employee where city equals to Chennai, we are saying to it. So instead of where class, in case of group by, we are going to use one more classes, that is nothing but having, where classes cannot be applied in case of this group by operation. Select column name, aggregate from table name, group by column, having condition. Where as I told you that for applying condition here where class cannot be implemented. Here the class only which can be implemented is having class. This is all about here group by. Clear? And next example is, you can notice this one. Select sum of salary, comma department from employee group by department. So you're going to find department wise what is the summation of salary, and this summation of salary should be greater than 10,000. Clear with it? The summation of salary based on department. Whomever the summation of salary based on department which is greater than 10,000, those value is going to be displayed. Clear with the department wise, and for which department the salary is greater than 10,000, it is going to be displayed. Let me repeat again. Select sum of salary department from employee group by department. So you're going to group based on the department having some salary greater than 10,000. So based on department wise for each and every department whose summation of salary is greater than 10,000, those department in values, those department will be displayed. For which department the employee salary is paid greater than 10,000 will be displayed and other information will not be displayed. This is how to implement having class. Group by will be done based on general grouping. Apart from this, if you want to apply some condition, it will be done by using having class, not by using where class. And the next topic, what you're going to see is subquery. Subquery is all about a query inside a query is called subquery. We'll look at the syntax first in order to understand better. So you can look at the syntax. What is the syntax given? Select column 1, column 2 from table name where column assigned. Select aggregate column from table name. So you can notice that two select query is given. Normally we will be writing only one select query. Here in case of subqueries we will be writing two queries. So we'll have one query as the inner query and one query as the outer query. So the resultant of the inner query is going to be the input value for the outer query. We can look at this particular query is known as inner query. So inner query in the sense when this particular statement is executed, it is going to give you some result. So based on this result, your outer query is going to be executed. This query is called outer query and this particular query is called inner query. So you're going to have two querying statement to a database, and this query can be fetch the data from a same table or from a different table. Here we are using table name, right? So this particular information can be from a same table or from a different table where you are going to fetch information by using two queries. Hence it is called subquery or correlated subqueries. So keep in mind the resultant of inner query is going to be the input of your outer query. So based on this particular value, this will be acting as the input for your outer query. So which query will be executed first? This inner query is going to be executed first. Then based on the result produced by the inner query, your outer query is going to be executed. This is how your subquery executes. We'll look at this example, it will make us clear. Look at this example. So what is this particular example I have given? Select start from employee where salary assigned. Select min salary from employee. So as I told you, which is the query executed first? Your inner query is a query which is executed first and outer query will be executed next. Okay, now let us look at the inner query. What is the statement they are given? Select min of salary. So min of salary in the sense what I am finding from the employee table from salary column I am finding the minimum salary. What is the minimum salary I am finding out, and this will be the particular salary will be the value replaced here. Now read this outer query. Select start from employee where salary assigned. Whatever the minimum salary has fetched from this query will be substituted. So the particular employees, all information, the complete information will be displayed. This all about your subqueries. So the first executed query is inner query. Based on your result of inner query, outer query is going to be executed. So whenever you are substituting inner query, it can be done by using one operator called equals. This is one of a method where the subquery can be implemented by using equal symbol. And the same subquery can be implemented by using one more method. We'll see to it what is that. What is the syntax? First we'll look on to it and then we can have an example for the particular topic. So as I told you that the subquery can be implemented in one more method. What is that? Previously I mentioned select column name, column names from table name where column equals and followed by your inner query, right? Followed by your inner query. This is your outer query and this is your inner query. So previously I used this assignment operator. So whatever the value you are getting, it will be assigned, right? Now instead of this equal, here I am going to assign in operator. Is that clear? The previous example you are using equals. Instead of equal, I can make use of in operator to find out the value. Let us go ahead with the example of it. You can notice that this particular example select star from customer where country in select country from supplier. So as I told you, when your syntax changes, it doesn't mean the rule changes. Your rule is same. First inner query is going to be executed. Once you are executing inner query, what will be fetched? Select country from supplier. So country of the supplier will be fetched as a result of this query. So supplier's information country will be fetched here. So what is your outer query? Select start from customer where country in supplier. So wherever your suppliers are there, the particular country will be fetched, and here you're going to fetch all the information of the customer, right? Customer whose country is matching with the suppliers. Is it clear? All information of a customer whose country is matching with the supplier's country, those information will be fetched. Clear with it? You can notice that how many tables we are fetching data? We are fetching data from two different tables. Based on the supplier table, the information about of the customer table has been fetched. So as I told you earlier, subquery can be implemented either by using two tables or by using single table. It's depending upon our requirement we can use it. Here we made by using two tables based on the country specified by the supplier. The customer country is matched and all the information of the customer who belongs to the supplier country will be displayed. This is all about your subqueries. So implementing subqueries can be done either one of a way. And apart from this operator, previously we have seen we are implemented by using assign operator. Apart from this, we are implemented by using in operator. Apart from these two methods, there are two more methods, that is nothing but any and in. We'll see one by one. Look at this example. Here I have given a syntax of it. First we look at the syntax, then you can go to the example. Select column from table name where column operator any and followed by the subqueries. So you can notice that where the symbols are varying, only at this part your symbol is varying. Apart from this, for the different methodologies of implementing, all the methodologies are same. Your outer query followed by the condition, where followed by the inner query. The only part is in case of your condition, either I'll be using in operator or I'll be using assign operator, or I can use any operator. Any in the sense, what does it mean? Here, by using this inner query, I'm going to fetch some result, right? I'll be fetching some result when any of the data matches. For example, if I'm executing this inner query, let us assume I'm getting three records as my output. Among the three records, if I find the outer query is matching all three records, all the data is going to be displayed. Or among the three records what I fetch, I feel that only two record is there and one record is not there. So I can display those records alone, where the other record which is not there, I can be omitted. Clear with this thing? So these are the implementation I can do by using any operator. Let me give some example for it not to make you clear. Look at this example. What you are given. Select product name from products where product ID assigned any followed by a subquery. Select product ID from order details where quality assigned 10. So what you are fetching from your inner query, we are going to fetch a product ID from which table you are going to fetch it. We are going to fetch it from the order details table. So what is the constraint they have mentioned? Whatever the product which has been ordered for 10 quantities, the product which is ordered for 10 quantities, those product ID is going to be displayed. Let us assume the product ID 101 and 105. These two products has been sold 10 qualities, where this product ID product has been sold as 10 quantity, and this product ID has been sold for 10 quantities. So what happened? These two product ID is going to be displayed as your output. So what is the outer query? I guess you people are clear. From the inner query, whatever the product whose quality has been sold quantity 10, the particular element product ID is going to be fetched, and looking at the outer query, select product name from products where product ID assigned any of this product ID. So what we are going to fetch it? We are going to display the product name. So which product name you are going to display it? Where the product ID assigned any. So from this particular inner query, we will be getting the product ID whose quantity is sold 10. Among this product ID, if at all this particular product table has the particular ID which is matching, those elements will be displayed. Let us assume that this product ID 101 is pen and product ID 105 is paper. These two are a product and this is the product area of it. And let us assume this particular product table has same product ID 101 for pen, okay, and 105. There are many products. One is the matching products number I'm writing here, 105 for paper. So what I'll check is select product name from product where product ID assign any of the product ID. So among the fetched data, if any one is matching, I'll be displaying those elements. If all the data is matching, all the data will be displayed. So what happened? Whatever the element is matching with this and this, all the data is going to be displayed. So what happened? The matching data 10 and 101 pen and 105 paper will be displayed. So let us assume in this product table, only this ID is there where paper ID is not there. Clear with this one? So let us assume the other scenario. this query is going to fetch you the same 101 and 105 where these two product has been sold as 10 qualities. Now, let us assume if I'm executing the query, a product table only has the product name pen. It doesn't have product name paper. It is not mandatory that all the product table and order details should be same. So what happens here? Only this is matching in the sense only pen will be displayed. Clear with it? So in case of any, a list will be thrown. Among this, at least one is matching in the sense whatever the value is matching the particular product will be displayed, and the remaining product which is not in your product table will never be displayed. It will be omitted. It is similar to your OR operator in a normal programming. When either one of the thing is matching or all the condition is matching, it will be executed. This is all about your any operator. So based on this query, if any of the product is matching with your outer query, whatever the product is matching, those information will be displayed. If at all the input whatever has been given in your inner query is matching with the outer query, all the input is going to be displayed. This is the functionality of any here. The same query, instead of any, we can place all. You can notice the syntax of it. Syntax of it is select column name from table name, where column name operator all. In place of any, you're supposed to just replace it by all. Your syntax wise there is no much variation, but the functionality wise variation is shown. We'll discuss what is that. And followed by your inner query. So the rule is saying your first statement is inner query is going to be executed. Based on your resultant of inner query, your outer query is going to be executed. We will see with example how this particular all operator is working in subquery. So look at this example. Select product name from product. So what is the outer query table? It's a product where product ID assign all. This is the important statement here, important operator. All select product ID from order details where quality assign 10. Same as the previous one. There is no much variation. So let us take the same example. Let us assume here whatever the quality which has sold for 10 quality is, their first quantity is pen, and next quality we can consider as a paper. And ID of the paper is 103. So let us assume this one. So these are the two product IDs whose quantity has been sold as amount 10 products. Clear? Not single product, 10 product, quantity of 10 has been sold. So this could be the output of this. Here what is the condition? Write the product name from product table. So let us assume in your product table there are certain products such a way pen, paper, what can I mention? Okay, this pen, paper, scale, some stationery. Let us assume the product is all about stationery. So these are the items. So if you look at this one, so all, I can notice that pen and paper ID has been thrown as a result of your inner query. So I can notice that these two products is there. So what happened? These two product name will be given as your output. Clear? If at all pen number you are checking, let us assume this product pen is not there. This is not there. In your product table, we are having paper and scale, where this particular inner query is going to display you only pen and paper. Here in your outer query, checking here, I'm having paper is there. This is fine. But pen is not there. This particular value is not there in the product table. So what happens? No output will be displayed. No output will be thrown. The reason is in case of any, when any of the value is there in your outer table or outer condition, it will be executing. In case of all the products should present in your outer query result. If it is not there, it will never throw you output. This is a major difference between any and all. In case of any, at least one product is matching, the matching product is going to be displayed. In case of all, it looks for the all the product whatever is given by the inner query should be present in your outer query. If it is not presenting, what happens? It will never give you the output, it will give you just empty screen. No output will be thrown. So this is the variation between any and all. Apart from this, in and equal to is same. In and equal to is same, but your all and any is different. This is all about your subqueries. And the next topic, what I'm going to see is join. Why should I go to join? Normally, where the information we are going to store in a table, we are not going to store the data in a single table. The reason is, if at all you are storing the data in a single table, the complexity will be there in a storage of data. So we are going to break down the table into multiple and we are going to store the data. So if you want certain information to be fetched, based on the information what you are looking for, we are supposed to join the table and you are going to fetch the information. So that is the purpose of join. So we look into what is join and how to implement it. Here, this is what I have given. Joins is used for mainly combining one or more tables. Joining minimum we can combine two tables. Apart from this, by using join, I can join multiple tables. There is no rule that by using join I can join only two table or three table. It is depending upon your wish. You can join multiple table and you can work on it. So speaking about this join has been classified into different types. Those are inner join, left join, right join, full outer join. These are the different types of join. We'll see one by one. The first one is inner join. So this inner join is the default join. It returns all the matching values from both the tables. It gives you the, if at all you are using this inner join, it gives you the matching column from both the table. It is similar to the union operation. If at all you are doing union of two values in set operation, what does it give? It gives the values of both the Venn diagram, right? Set values, right? The same thing is done by using inner join. Left outer join. So speaking about this three types, these left, right and full, all those things comes under outer join and inner join is different. Clear? So outer join has been classified into three different types. Those are left outer join, right outer join and full join. As I told you, this particular inner join is similar to a union of two tables, which gives you the repeated values will be avoided. But in case of left outer join, where all the values from your left table and the matching values from your right table will be fetched. This is all about your left outer join. And next is right outer join. In case of right outer join, returns all the values from your right table and the matching values from the left table will be fetched. This is all about your right outer join. In case of full outer join, returns all the records from the table which is matching. Clear with it? These are the different types of join. We'll go ahead with one by one and its implementation. First, before moving on to its implementation, one important concept we are supposed to understand. So far, we are seeing how to create a table and how to assign primary key for a table. So how we are going to relate two tables? A two table can be related if at all there is some key constraint applied for a table. Key constraint in the sense I am speaking about primary key and foreign key. Now we'll see here how to apply this foreign key for a table and how to create a table, all those information one by one. Here, let us assume I'm going to create a table called employee and one more table called department with an example. Look at here. The first example, what you are doing, you are going to create a table called employee and this employee has certain inputs. Those are employee ID followed by employee name, department ID, salary. These are the information which is given in your employee table and I'm going to create one more table that is nothing but department. In case of department, you're going to have department ID, department name and manager ID. These are the different columns which are going to have in department table. So overall, you're going to create two tables with few fields. We'll see one by one how to create a foreign key to it. You can notice here are given primary key during a creation itself. Here in employee table, I given this employee ID as a primary key. Clear with it. And same way, in case of department table, I given this department ID as a primary key. So why is this key constraint is required? If at all I want to compare these two tables, I need some common values, right? So that's the reason I'm making a primary key in a table and we are supposed to make foreign key. So if you want to make some relationship between a table, primary key and foreign key constraint are required. Clear? So comparing these two one, you can notice that this department ID is present in this both the table where I can make this particular department ID as primary key here and the same department ID which is available in employee, I can make it as foreign key. Right? So it will be easy for me to relate the data and fetch it. The same way you can notice that in this particular table, I can make this employee ID as my primary key and same way here the employee will be the manager, right? Where all the employees is not going to be the manager, but few employees is going to be the manager, right? So I can make this particular key as a foreign key. So primary key of one table will act as a foreign key of other table. I guess everyone knows about what is the rule for primary key. The column which is given as primary key will not allow duplicate values and moreover the value it will not allow null values for a primary key column. Now we'll move on further and we'll see how to add this foreign key constraint. We have seen how to add this primary key constraint during a creation as well as how to add during a alter by using alter method we have seen it how to do it. Now we'll move on further and see how to create a foreign key for a column. Say that here I am given two different approaches. We'll see one by one how to do it. The first approach is I'm going to create a foreign key for a table called employee. For employee table, I'm going to create a foreign key and here you can notice that alter table employee add constraint and this is the foreign key constraint name I'm giving. The user defined name which I'm going to give it. I'm giving name for my foreign key. There is a purpose of giving name for a foreign key. If at all you're naming the key constraint, it will be easy for me to add or remove whenever required. That is the reason we are giving name for the constraint what you're applying. And followed by foreign key and followed by department ID reference to department table department ID. So you're going to make department ID of employee ID as a foreign key by referring to the department ID of department table. Is it clear? Let me go back and show you what I'm doing here. Here you can notice that what we are doing here. Here we are going to set foreign key of this department ID. This is a foreign key which you are going to set it. Clear with it. So based on the department ID which is present in a department table. So based on this particular key, in reference to this particular key, I am setting this particular department ID as a foreign key. Clear? Now we'll come here. Now it will be very clear when you are looking at this particular code. Add table employee, alter table employee, add constraint, foreign key name, foreign key followed by the department ID, the column which you're going to make it as foreign key, department ID reference, in reference to which you're going to create a foreign key. So this foreign key can be made as foreign key in reference to some primary key. So this particular department ID is the primary key of your department table. So in reference to other table, I'm creating foreign key in my employee table. Clear with it? Now we'll move on to one more example. I'm going to set in a department table, I'm going to set a foreign key. So in department table, I'm going to set a foreign key. Who's that I'm going to set a foreign key? I'm going to set this manager ID as a foreign key in reference to employee ID of employee table. Is it clear? This in case of department table, I'm going to set this person as a foreign key in reference to the employee ID of employee table. The same way previously what we did, we are setting this department ID as foreign key in reference to department ID of department table. So in reference to the already existing primary key, we are going to set a foreign key. Clear with it? Now we'll move on to next one. Here I have shown you a simple example. Already existing table I am showing, which is nothing but an employee table which has certain records. Employee ID, employee name, salary and department ID. For the created table, let us assume these are the values in it. The same way, let us assume there is one more table called department, and in this department we are having department ID 111, 222, 333, 444, and these are the departments available. Now we'll implement this join and we'll work on it and we'll see how it is working in these two tables. Your first one is inner join. As I told you that a default join is the inner join. Either it is, you can mention inner join, or it is not mandatory to specify inner join. By default is going to give you the inner join output. So look at the syntax of it. Here what we are given example, select department dot department ID, department name followed by employee name from department, inner join of employee. So what is that I'm trying to do here? You can notice that I'm trying to display certain fields. What are the fields I'm going to display here is, these are the fields I'm going to display, which is nothing but department ID followed by department name and followed by employee name. You can notice here for this department ID alone, I have given the department.department ID. For all the other things, I have given directly department name and employee name. The reason behind is, previously we are having two tables. One is department table and employee table, where both the table has department ID. From which table I need this department ID to be displayed. I'm supposed to mention here. Is it clear? Where two table has department ID, from which table I want this department ID to be specified, I'm supposed to give as a first name. So that is the reason I'm giving department ID, department name, employee name from department, inner join, employee on department.manager assign employee.employee ID. We know that this particular employee ID is the primary key of this particular table, right? And we know that this manager ID is the foreign key of this department table. So based on this, I'm going to fetch all the matching information alone. Whatever the column which is matching for both the department is going to be displayed. So what are the features we are asking? I'm asking about this department ID, department name and employee ID, which is matching for both the table. First we look at the table and we can come to the conclusion what are the elements are matching. Let us go one step before to it and we can check to it. So we have seen that the two tables, this is the employee table and these are the information in this employee table. And these are the information in this department table. So based on this department ID, we are going to merge it. So what are the common values in the both the table? You can notice the employee ID. Here employee department ID is 111, 222, 333, 444 and manager ID is 123, 124, 125. Going one step backward. One step backward, you can notice the information of the employee ID. Here in this employee ID, here what are, let us keep in mind what are the information is there, 123, 124, 125. We'll go one step back and look at now here. So you can notice that 123 is there, 124 is there, 125 is there. These three informations are there, right? So these three information is matching. So these three information is going to be displayed in your output. Is it clear? So here only these three employee ID, manager ID is there. For finance there is no manager. Department is there but there is no manager. So what happened? Only these three ID is matching based on the manager ID and employee ID. So once you are executing this particular query, you can notice that only the matching element of both the table will be displayed. It is similar to, I guess you people might have came across the Venn diagram. So in case of Venn diagram, Let us assume this is your table A and this is your table B. So only the matching information of both the table is going to be displayed. The rest of the information which will never be displayed, only the common information will be displayed for the requested column. Whatever the column you are requesting for those column, the matching information will be displayed. This is all about your inner join. Clear with it? This inner join can be written either by using inner join keyword or just mentioning join is also sufficient. By default, your join will be specifying only the inner join. And next we'll be moving on to outer join. So in outer join, we are going to see first with the left outer join. So we'll see first with the example. For the example they are given here is select department dot department ID, department name, employee name from employee, left outer join department. So you're going to join these two tables where your first table is going to be an employee table and your next table is going to be the department table. So let us assume, let me give in this way. So which shows that some records, matching records are in between. So let us assume this is the employee table and this is department table. Based on your manager ID and employee ID, I am going to join these two tables. What are the information you are going to fetch? One is department ID and other is department name and other is employee ID. Now we are going to implement left outer join. In case of left outer join, what happened? All the information of your left table is going to be fetched. All the information of your left table and whatever the information that is matching for both the table. These are the information which is matching for both the table, right? The matching information of your left table as well as the entire information of your left table will be fetched. The non-matching information will never be fetched. This is all about your left outer join. Now let's go ahead with the example. Look at this example. Previously we do have table, right? Just we can have a habit of comparing with the table for better understanding. So what are the two tables? One is department table, another is employee table. Which is your left table? Your left table is employee. And what is your right table? Your right table is department, right? So what is the information going to display here? All the information of employee table and matching information of department table. Now we'll go ahead 2 steps backward and we'll compare with the table. So look at this one here. So all the information in the sense you can notice that these values starting from Sugan till Zara, how many records is there? 6 record is there. These 6 record of your left table will be displayed. Among this were the matching records of your right table. So in those matching records in the sense only 3 record is matching. The manager ID whose ID is 123, 124, 125 is matching. The matching values of your right table will be displayed. Now look at your output of your outer join. You can notice here where all the records, these 6 records from your left table, that is nothing but we are speaking about your employee table. All the 6 records starting from Sugan to Zara is displayed and the 3 records which is matching. 3 manager ID which is matching with your employee table, it is displayed. This is all about your left outer join. And next is right outer join. In case of right outer join, where all the elements from your right table and the matching element from your left table is going to be displayed. Just look at this query. Select department dot department ID, comma, department name, comma, employee name. From employee, right outer join, department, and followed by the condition where this join will be happening based on condition. Without condition there is no join at all. So make sure that you are supposed to apply this one based on which one you are going to do it. So based on manager ID and employee ID of both the table, I am going to apply this right outer join. The same condition, right? So here let us assume this is one table and this is other table. So let me give in this way, which makes you understand that where the common elements is given in a overlap. So this is one table and this is the other table. Clear with it? So let us assume your first table is, here what is your first table? Your first table is employee, which is your left table. and your right table is department. So what happens here, I'm going to do right outer join. So here in case of your right outer join, all the matching values of your left table and the entire values of your right table. This is the matching values. This value as well as the entire values of your department is going to be displayed. This is all about your right outer join. We'll go ahead with the example. Look at this example. So here all the elements of your left table, in the sense your left table has a values these values, right? So in case of department ID, we'll have these 4 values starting from 111 to 444. So all the information from your department table has been displayed. So we are having 4 departments. Those are training, testing, development and finance. I guess you people could remember the previous table what we did. Let me show you a glance of it. So this is a table, right? So in this table, you can notice that only 4 department is there. One is training department, testing department, development department, and these are the IDs of it. So right now we are fetching these 2 columns. So all the values from this particular 2 columns has been displayed in your right outer join. Let me go back to the right outer join. Just a minute. Okay. So what happens here, where all the matching values has been displayed, apart from this, in case of employee table, these employee names, which means that where these the employees or managers, right? We have seen it, right? Only we are going to merge by using manager ID, where Sugan, Edison and Ashwar, these 3 persons are manager, where these 3 persons manager ID is present in the department table. So these values, matching values is being displayed here. This all about your right outer join. And next is full outer join. You'll see the syntax of it. In case of full outer join, look at here, select department, the same attribute guys. We are not going to modify any value. Select department ID, department name, employee name from department, full outer join, followed by employee on department manager ID and followed by employee manager ID. The same condition. You're going to have 2 tables. One table is your employee table, right? And other table is going to be your department table. One table is your employee table and other table is your department table. You're going to apply full outer join. We'll look on to it how we are getting the output of it. Look at here. What happens here? You can notice that all the values has been fetched, where all the values from both the table has been fetched. This is all about your full outer join. Once you are applying left outer join, where all the values of left table and matching values of right table has been fetched. The same way, right outer join, all the values of your right table and matching values of your left table has been fetched. In case of full outer join, you can notice that all the values from both the table will be fetched irrespective of a batching. So these are the complete information in this employee table. We know the 6 record is there. Same way, how many record is there in the department table? 4 record is there. So among this, among the multiple column, you're going to fetch only department ID, department name and employee ID. So these 3 attributes, the entire information in both the table has been displayed. This all about your full outer join. This is all about your join. I guess you enjoyed the video. Thank you.